just to get to the octopus guard, to the sweeps, and then we'll add the 411 entries. We'll add a knee bar sequence off of there too, because a lot of times, especially white belt tournaments, even so a lot of the blue belt tournaments anymore won't let you do heel hooks. Barely let you do heel or knee bars and straight ankles at some of these blue belt tournaments anymore, which is really annoying. But we'll add that knee bar option if you can't, or the knee bar is still a valuable option even if you can do heel hooks. So we'll add that in just to show it. And then, like I said, we'll finish up with, playing with the Z-lob transition, from the 411 with double trouble, right? So, so we're gonna start in our butterfly half. So we're playing our game here. And remember, for those who haven't been here and those who have, just a reminder, like this knee is against his shoulder. If it's out here, he's smashing me and passing. Like, then I have to do something else. So do not let the knee get to the outside. I also don't let it get too far to the inside when I'm still flat and I don't have connection, because then he's smashing me and passing again, as well, right? So, it's a shield, right? So it's right here. A lot of times my foot on the inside, like I'm connected to his inner thigh. Sometimes it's sitting on top of my own leg. Sometimes it's on the mat. It just kind of depends on the person that I'm rolling with and how the space is in that, in that area. So don't get too caught up on it. But my foot, like I'm not pushing down on my own leg or on the mat, because then my leg is stationary, right? Like I'm pushing, my foot is connected to him, so that if he starts to like raise up, then I stay connected, because that allows me to start off balancing him. That's what I want, right? So if you leave your foot connected as he raises up, then he can get above your knee and smash it, right? So it's more, it's like any butterfly. My butterfly is floating with him. It's not stationary, right? So we're here. So we're playing this game here, and a lot of times I'm looking to dive under this leg, do all this stuff, but sometimes I can get here and, I just can't get the off balancing. I can't get underneath him. This isn't working. But I was able to get this arm under his arm, right? So instead of sliding under his leg like we've done before, and if you haven't seen it, that's when I go here and I start to get in, to attack his leg, right? So if I can't get that, we're playing this game and I'm here, and for whatever reason I can't slide my hips under, he's just playing, too well here. Maybe he's cross-facing me a little bit, but this arm is under his arm, right? So all I'm going to do is swing this through. As I do this, I'm going to sit up. This is a version of octopus guard. Anytime I'm around him and my arm is over the top, this is octopus guard. My feet can be in a bunch of different positions. For this one, I still have my butterfly half in position, but it's gonna look different whether I'm playing it from full guard, from half guard, from Z guard, so the feet position will change, but this is the octopus guard, right? We're here. So now you can play this a couple of different ways. I can hook his hip, or I can hook his shoulder. Now, if I hook his hip, it frees his shoulders where he can start to reach around and he can start attacking me here, right? So if you just know this guy won't do that, you can definitely play the low version. But now, because everyone's starting to figure out how to counter this, and Sam chokes the shit out of me when I hug his hip, so I don't do this to Sam at all. So he reaches around, hits the arm and guillotine on me when I go down low every time. Like, it's just nasty.
Oh, it is there.
Yeah.
I don't have the dexterity and length to reach it.
Yeah, so we'll show that to you in a minute. I'll have Sam choke me. You can see it. So I want to be up here and in his armpit. So this way, when he tries to posture up and reach around, he can't. Right? Now I can stop that a little bit. Right? And so we're here. So now there's different plays off of this. But for our purposes here, the first one we're going to use is just a simple sweep. So it's if you've done the hip bump sweep, that's basically what I'm doing, is I'm falling to my side. I'm going to block his knee so he can't slide this near side knee out to keep his base. And I'm going to butterfly sweep him, right? All right, and we just sweep him over. We're going to start with this, and then we'll add the rest of this as we go. All right, so let's do that again. All right, so we're playing in here. I dive under this leg. Maybe he's cross-facing me or whatever. Like I could go and play our shoulder crunch sequence that we've done before here, right? But because my arm's already under his arm, I can also swim through. All right, now I sit up and I grab that armpit and I'm driving my elbow down on the center of his upper back so he can't posture up. Right? I'm not just like this because then he can still posture. Right? So I'm leaning into him here. And then what I want to do is when I feel him start to try to raise up, I let him, we use that to sweep him over. Right? So we're going to start with this sweep and then we're going to use this sweep to set up our knee cut and our 411 entry. Right? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Right? So when I get here and I sit up to this octopus guard, if I reach around his waist, right, instead of his shoulder, and I get here, do what you do, Sam.
Alright, I'm gonna throw this arm over and then I'm gonna try to collapse. I'm gonna make him think he's got the sweep. And I'm gonna try to collapse this arm enough that I lock my hands. Once I lock my hands, I'm like pretty much winning, and I can give him the sweep. And then as he comes up, he just finished the power guillotine.
Oh no, he swept me.
By George, I lost the top position. Oh no, right? Oh no. Yeah, so that's why like it's important, and that's where like you notice like Sam does this so well. Like even when I get here, like see his posture, see how high he is. So like even if I get here, see how high my elbow is. Like I can't get enough pressure to keep him down. Like if he's postured up, like he's not going to give that to me, right? I'm going to have to go somewhere else, right? So this what we first did is not going to be an option when he's up high. Stay up there, right? Now I'm going to have to try to play some other game, right? Because I'm not, if I don't have enough pressure to keep his posture controlled, like that's not really going to work. So, because now he can do what he wants because he's in good posture. Does that make sense? So if you feel that, like don't keep trying to force that sweep because it's not there anymore. Right? Sweet, thanks. Questions on the sweep itself? Any issues you have? No?
Zero practice.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get it, so don't worry. So now when we make this sweep, like I'm gonna show some different options off of this sweep. The first one that is right there as you make this sweep is actually a back take. So like it's one of those things. Anytime you have a wide open path to the back, like please don't abandon it to just attack their legs. Like the back is still far superior control to any leg attacks, unless you just know this person knows absolutely nothing about legs and it's going to be the easiest tap of your life. Like take the back, like if it's there, take it. But when they defend the back, they give their legs back to you, right? So we're going to do the back take first, and then we're going to come back and work on the legs and hit those attacks, right? So we're doing the same sequence. I dive under, we get here, I pass this, I sit up to my octopus side, right? So we're in this spot. As he starts to make that posture up, again, like I'm chopping his knee with my elbow as I go, and I'm here. See how it turns his hips? And now I'm on his back, right? So this should be option one off of this. The back is right there. All right? So again, dive under, we sweep through, I sit up, he postures up, I hit this sweep, we're here. I'm just stepping over and I'm driving my knee right up to the center of his back. I come around to get control, I'm coming under his elbow, either grabbing his far shoulder or you can get your gift wrap, whichever one you prefer for your control. Sitting, and I'm on the back. Right? One more time. Dive under, sweep through, we sit up, get our sweep, come around, get my controls, and we take the back. Right? Let's do it. This one. Yeah, so the big thing is keeping that connection, because that arm across his back is what keeps my view of his back. When I come up, as long as I keep that connection, I can still keep coming back to take his back. Does that make sense? Right? It's the same, like, we could be anywhere. We could be just regular half guard. If I have this type of control on him, I have a look at his back. I just now have to figure out how to get my body there. You know, so I can get controls, I can start looking to pass and make my transitions. I have the back exposure. I just have to now figure out how to get around whatever other defenses he has in place to get my body in position. Does that make sense? Right? It's the same thing we were talking about in 101. If his elbow is across his center line, his back is exposed. Right? So anytime I can get that elbow across center line, I have a look at his back. Now I just have to figure out how to get there. Does that make sense? I have to figure out how to get my body over here.
He's exposed. He's off balance.
Right? And that's all we're doing with this is I'm using that octopus guard control to keep that elbow across. When I swim through, that brings his elbow across and gives me that back exposure. Now I just have to figure out how to get my body around the corner and get to that spot. Right? Okay. So I could do that. Right? Once I get to my octopus guard and I get here, right, and I'm up like this, like instead of sweeping him, I could just put this knee and I can take his back here. Right? That's another option for me to get to his back. Right? All I'm doing is bringing my body around the corner. Right? With the one we were just doing, I'm sweeping him and then bringing my body around the corner.
Check.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So, based off of that, Peter knows this is the game too. You know, and he knows his back is exposed. He doesn't like that his back is exposed. And so he's going to fight to try to not keep his back exposed. Right? You know, so in order to do that, he's got to square his body up to kill my controls so I can't keep him turned. Right? So when once we get to our octopus guard, right, and I hit this sweep, and we come up here, he's gonna start trying to swim and flatten himself back out, right? So as he flattens himself back out, all I'm gonna do is pick my left knee up, drive it across, and step in, and I'm on his legs. Right? Now I'm here, I'm in our 411 with our double trouble scenario. And we're already here attacking the legs. So when he fights super hard to keep his back from being exposed, he gives me his legs. So we just go back and forth, right? This is the cool thing about leg locks, and it's why I like them so much, is because when they defend the legs, they give up their back. When they defend their back, they give the legs. So you can build your entire game off of just attacking legs and going to the back. And there's lots of guys who do. Right? So, but this is the fun part. So now, again, we're here, we do all the same setup. We get here, we swim through, we get to our octopus guard. I hit this sweep, we get here. He starts flattening out hard, and I'm like, oh no. Like I'm losing my control, right? So all I'm doing is I'm picking my knee up, driving it across. I step around and slide my knee under his knee. That's all it is. I sit back and I have his legs. Right? That's the only change we're making. Is as he forces that flattening out, I'm just sliding my arm out, basing on my hands to move my legs into position to control his legs. Right? Can you see it again?
Yes.
All right. Yes. All right, so we dive, we get here, he sits up, we come over, he starts flattening out, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm losing it. So I just come up, bring it across, see how it turns his hips? I do that by raising my hips. I'm not staying low, because if I stay low and I drive it across, now his knee stays on this side and I can't backstep it. There's other things I could do off of that, but it doesn't give me my leg injury, right? So as I come up, I lift my hips and I drag my knee across, lets his knee pop through, and then I just connect to the back of his knee with my right leg. And I sit back. And we're here, right? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1.